Hi everyone, today we would be making spinach with cottage cheese. For this we need 1 tablespoon of red chili powder, 2 tablespoons of salt, 2 cups of spinach leaves, thinly chopped ginger, garlic and 1 green chili, 1 onion thinly chopped, cottage cheese about 100 to 200 grams, 1.5 tablespoon of salted butter and then 1 cup of iced cool water. So go to the pan, add some water and let it boil. Once the water starts getting warm a bit, that's the stage where you start adding your spinach leaves. You need to have the water boiling for the spinach leaves to blanch properly. Once they are a bit soft with the boiling water, that's the stage where you need to think of removing it from the stove, right? So you can turn off the stove, bring your other pan which has water with ice into it. Now it's time to just start removing your spinach from the boiling water and straight away put them into the chilled water. This helps us retain the color of the spinach as well as a lot of nutrients. So we don't lose a lot of nutrients that we would generally lose by just roasting them on the pan, right? So that's what we do over here. Once you have all the leaves soaked into the chilled water, that's the stage where you will put them into a blender, add a bit of water so that you are able to make a puree out of it. Just put some water and it's good time to go ahead and blend it. Make sure your blender is able to blend it properly. If not, just add some more water so that you have a puree. I would like the puree to be a bit thick, but it depends upon how you are going to consume it, whether you would be having it with rice or you're going to have it with a bread. It depends upon that how thick the gravy should be. Now in the pan, just add the salted butter. Once your salted butter is a bit warm, just add the thinly chopped garlic and ginger into it. Stir it so that you just put some butter on top of your ginger as well as garlic. The next stage is put your onions. You just have to stir it a couple of times. Don't go for turning the onions dark brown or light brown. Just simmering it for a couple of seconds is pretty good. It's a good stage to add the tomatoes into it now. So I'm going to add some tomatoes. Tomatoes is completely optional. I like having tomatoes. I didn't put it in the ingredients because you could still make it without the tomatoes, but just add it. Once your tomatoes are a bit soft, that's the time where you add the puree that we created in the last step. Once you add the puree, just put some salt. Once you have the salt, just keep stirring it. You don't have to burn anything, right? So now time to add the red chili powder as well. Stir it pretty well. I leave it to you. If you need the gravy thick, this is a good stage for that. But I will be needing the gravy a bit thin, right? So I need it to have a little bit of water. And there's another reason to add this water, right? Which I'm adding in this particular step. My cottage cheese that I'm using, it's hard, it's frozen. So it's very good if I just have some water into my puree so that I could add those cottage cheese and let it soften in this hot water. So I let the water become a bit hot. That's the stage, as I said, I would be adding my cottage cheese. I'm going to mix it well so that my cottage cheese is submerged into water. Once that's done, I would just cover it for another 2 to 3 minutes so that my cottage cheese becomes soft. In case your cottage cheese that you're using is already soft, you could just skip this step and straight away go ahead to the last step, which is just serving it, because you would be already ready with the food, right? That's already ready. You don't have to do anything after that. In my case, now you can see once I covered it for around 3 to 4 minutes, it's now soft and my gravy is thick as well, the thick as much as I needed it, right? It's time to serve. Enjoy it with bread, enjoy it with rice.